Manager was sacked, a familiar pattern in modern football and one which was followed at Gillingham this week when Damien Richardson was shown the door. Should he have gone? And will the team do any better now that he's left? Well, Damien is with us tonight to answer those questions and give us his reaction to the events this week at Priestfield. He'd been with the club for 20 years as player and manager, a job he took without a contract, just a gentleman's agreement and a handshake. But the threat of relegation from the Football League eventually took its toll.
It was decided that due to the results of the field, on the field of play, and our particular worry about the fans' appreciation of what was going on, that it was better for Gillingham Football Club that Damien and Ron at this time were dismissed.
Damien Richardson, is that criticism fair?
Criticism in football is often unfair, but always has to be accepted. And the basic fact of life is that my results haven't been good this year. And every manager, football, league or Sunday morning, the whole success hinges on the ball going into the opposition's net once more than it goes into your own. And we haven't put the ball in the opposition's net this year, so I'm there to be shot at. And this week I was shot down. And it's never a very acceptable time in your life, but I'm not trying to hide behind anything because the basic facts are that the results haven't been good.
The chairman alluded there, though, to the mood on the terraces. Is that fair? Is it the fans that kicked you out?
No, it wasn't, because there are about 5% of fans who had a go at me in the last couple of weeks, and that's a very acceptable percentage to me, because every manager in the country is under pressure from a small percentage of his fans, to the highest level down to the lowest level. And 90 to 95% of our fans understood the job I was doing, the job I was attempting to do, and where I was trying to get to. And the Gillingham supporters are amongst the best there are. And I don't see that as being fair. If you listen to a minority, be it in football or in politics, then you're asking for trouble. What sometimes you need to stand up by your principles and be firm and be strong, and sometimes that's by being unpopular. So
what do you feel about the way that this dismissal was handled?
It was handled with not a great deal of dignity. I offered to resign on 3 separate occasions to 3 of the directors if they so desired it. And the way that the sacking was handled on Thursday didn't leave me in any position. It came a day earlier than I anticipated. There was a board meeting supposed to be Friday afternoon. I had been arranged to speak to all of the directors to make my position clear. And if there were any differences between us, I was ready to walk. I haven't got a contract, I hadn't got a contract, so I wouldn't have cost the club anything. To the club's credit, they are making talk with me at the moment about compensation, but it wasn't necessary. But at the end of it, football is a difficult life.
What do you feel about the state of the club that you've left?
It's at a very important crossroads in its none-too-distinguished history of the football club, and it can go either direction. I have left it, I'm glad to say, I'm proud to say, with a great deal of young talent, amongst the best in the whole country. If there is a club in this country who have better young talent than we have, then I would love to work there. So everything is structured for success. Whoever comes in now will reap the benefits of my hard work, and I don't begrudge them that, because that was what I was paid for at the end of it. Equally, if ego comes into it, and if somebody's ego takes precedence over the club itself and the importance of the team, then the club can go very, very disastrously wrong. And we can easily take a step backwards as we've taken a step forward. And the success of all the young players in our football club is very, very fragile. They can take a step just as easily back, as I said, as going forward. They have to be very, very strong. The youngsters, the board of directors and the supporters, and they've got to stand firm by the football club itself.
You brought Paul Clark to the club. How will he do?
He'll do wonderfully well. Paul was one I brought to be a player for a couple of years and then hopefully to become coach for quite a few years. His great attribute is that he's a winner. He competes amazingly well, and he's playing superbly well. Paul and I had an unwritten agreement between us that when the time came, he would step up and take over team affairs, but the time is not ready yet for Paul. Paul has 2 years playing left in him yet, 2 good years, and he has to concentrate on that. As well as that, if he's going to step into management, it has to be with the right people. It has to be with the right backing, and he's still got a lot to learn, Paul. He had 2 years at Southend, which were very traumatic for him, very traumatic indeed, and he is not ready. He will be, and he will be just as good an asset then as he is now to Gillingham.
Fair analysis. Thanks very much.